Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next 30 minutes. US President Donald Trump denounces Zelenskyy as a dictator. Zelenskyy hopes talks with visiting US envoy Keith Kellogg will be constructive. Donald Trump expects Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to visit the US soon. Doubts great relationship with him, says new trade deal possible. Arab leaders expected to gather in Saudi Arabia on Friday to discuss a reconstruction plan counter to Trump's plan for Gaza. Israel prepares to receive bodies of youngest Gaza hostages. Hamas agrees to release all remaining hostages in a single swap in the next phase. US President Donald Trump has said on Wednesday the Russians have the cards in any negotiations to end the conflict with Ukraine after branding Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy a dictator who refused to hold elections. Trump also warned Zelenskyy to move fast to secure peace or risk losing his country. Trump's remarks were criticized by the European leaders expressing their support for Ukraine. Here's more.
As efforts to secure peace in Ukraine continues, the war of words between US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy shows no sign of abating. Trump called Zelenskyy a dictator without election. The comments came after Ukrainian President accused him of living in a Russian disinformation bubble. Trump warned Zelenskyy to move quickly to secure peace or risk losing his country.
I think the Russians want to see the war end. And I really do. But I think they have the cards a little bit because, they've taken a lot of territory. So they have the cards.
Trump further said that the Ukrainian leader has done a terrible job and could have come to talks with Russia in Saudi Arabia if he had wanted to.
Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably wants to keep the gravy train going. I don't know what's the problem, but he hasn't been able. He's very upset that he wasn't invited. He could have come if he wanted to, but that he wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia.
Zelensky's 5-year term ended in 2024, but Ukrainian law does not require elections during conflicts. Donald Trump's harsh comments quickly grabbed global attention, with many European leaders voicing for Ukraine. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer spoke to the Ukrainian president on Wednesday and expressed his support for President Zelenskyy as Ukraine's democratically elected leader and said that it was perfectly reasonable to suspend elections during conflict time. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz also said that it is false and dangerous to deny President Zelenskyy his democratic legitimacy. Meanwhile, Zelenskyy says that he's counting on unity and courage from his compatriots and pragmatism from the United States. He also mentioned his meeting with U.S. envoy for Russia and Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, on Thursday.
I
rely on Ukrainian unity, on our Ukrainian courage, on our relation with partners, on our European solidarity, and on America's pragmatism, because America needs success just as much as we do. Success brings us together. Our meeting with General Kellogg is scheduled for tomorrow, and it is crucial for us that this meeting and overall cooperation with America is constructive.
Earlier on Wednesday, France held the second round of talks to discuss Ukraine and European security, but has this time invited European countries not present earlier this week and NATO ally Canada. Meanwhile, US is expanding consultation process as French President Emmanuel Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to visit Washington next week, amid other meetings to discuss the Ukraine crisis. Ayushi Bhatnagar's report for DD India.
US President Trump said on Wednesday he had great relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping as he expects his Chinese counterpart to visit the US soon. Trump also said the new trade deal between the two countries is possible.
I have a very good relationship with President Xi. I think a great relationship with President Xi. But remember, he loves China, and I love the USA. So, right there's a little bit of competitiveness. It's possible. Well, we did a great trade deal with China. We did it great for the farmers, great for manufacturers. They had to buy $50 billion worth of our product, and we were making them buy it.
Trump also said that he was talking to China about TikTok as the United States seeks to broker a sale of the popular app.
I think we have a chance of doing something good, and we'll be speaking to China about that also because they're a party to it, obviously. But it would be great to keep TikTok alive, sell it to somebody that's going to do a great job with it.
Moving on, Israel is preparing for an emotional and difficult day as the bodies of two of the youngest captives taken in the October 7th Hamas attack are set to return. The handover is expected on Thursday, marking a somber moment in the ongoing conflict.
The bodies of Odette Lifshitz, a journalist and peace activist, and Shiri Bibas, along with her two children, Ariel and Kafir, are being returned to Israel. Kafir, just 8.5 months old at the time of his kidnapping, has become a heartbreaking symbol of the trauma caused on that fateful day. Odette Lifshitz and his wife Yocheved were known for their efforts to bring medical aid to Gaza. Yocheved was released in November 2023, but her husband and their community continue to be remembered for their advocacy.
A very difficult day for the state of Israel, a shocking day, a day of grief. We are bringing home 4 of our favorite hostages, fallen hostages. We hug the families and the heart of an entire nation is torn. My heart is torn, yours too. And the heart of the whole world needs to break because here we see who we are dealing with, what we are dealing with, what monsters. We are grieving, we are in pain, but we are also determined to ensure that something like this does not happen again.
Thursday's handover of bodies will be followed by a significant event on Saturday, the return of 6 living hostages. These hostages, including Elia Cohen, Tal Shoham, Omar Shem Tov and Omer Venkat, are expected to be exchanged for hundreds of Palestinians. For many families, these steps bring both relief and pain as they continue to wait for the safe return of their loved ones.
My name is Ar Lifshitz, and I am from Kibbutz Nir Oz. My father and my mother kidnapped at the 7th of October. My mother released, my father is still inside. And I hope they're going to come in the next deal.
As Israel prepares for the second phase of negotiations, plans are already in motion to discuss the return of around 60 more hostages, though it is feared that fewer than half of them may still be alive.
We will begin negotiations on second phase of the hostage deal. Israel is committed to our goal to ensure the release of all our hostages. We also committed to all the objectives of the war as were decided by the Security Cabinet.
Talks are also expected to cover the full withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza, a crucial step towards ending the ongoing conflict. Bureau Report, DD India.
Meanwhile, Arab leaders will gather in Saudi Arabia on Friday to counter President Trump's plan for US control of Gaza and the expulsion of its inhabitants. According to sources, leaders would discuss a reconstruction plan counter to Trump's plan for Gaza. Friday's summit was originally planned for Saudi Arabia, Egypt and United Arab Emirates, Qatar and Jordan. However, it has been expanded to include the 6 Gulf Cooperation Council or the GCC countries and the Palestinian Authority. Trump provoked international outrage when he announced that the US would take over the Gaza Strip, moving 2.4 million Gazans living there to neighboring Egypt and Jordan, while Egypt had said it would present a plan for a way forward. A potential trade war is brewing between the United States and the European Union. The EU has issued a strong warning to Washington, vowing to respond firmly and swiftly if the US imposes new tariffs on European goods. But is there still room for negotiation? Here's a report by DD India's Harshita Oberoi.
It's a standoff that threatens to snowball into a terrible economic avalanche which can engulf everything in its wake. Impact is sure to be felt by businesses, workers, and consumers on both sides of the Atlantic. Europe has made it clear it will not back down if Washington moves forward with tariff hikes.
To protect European interests, we will have no choice but to respond firmly and swiftly. But we do hope to avoid this scenario, meaning the unnecessary pain of measures and countermeasures, and remain committed to constructive dialogue.
A sudden unilateral move from Washington could trigger a trade war, disrupting exports and economic stability, something neither side can afford.
With regards to EU-US trade relations, the overall picture is very balanced, providing a robust level playing field for businesses on both sides of the pond. The average EU duty on US goods is 0.9%, whereas EU exports to the US face an average tariff of 1.5%. For certain products, the level of duties varies, but tariff peaks exist on both sides.
If Washington moves forward, multiple sectors will bear the brunt. Germany's car industry is already raising alarm bells, warning that higher tariffs could lead to steeper costs for American drivers. Meanwhile, European officials stress that both sides need to act responsibly. The EU is leaving the door open for negotiation.
So if we are going to talking about lowering the tariffs, even eliminating the tariffs, let's say for industrial products, this would be something which we are ready to discuss. We are ready to go for it. We are ready to discuss.
US President Trump has threatened sweeping reciprocal tariffs on allies and adversaries alike. The White House is reportedly considering new levies tailored to each trading partner based on their existing duties on American goods. The stakes are high. The EU and US together account for nearly 30% of global trade. That dominant share might also become one of casualties of the tariff war. Harshita Oberoi, DD India.
On to some other stories now. Ousted South Korean leader Yoon Suk-yeol's lawyer on Thursday said his bid to impose martial law was aimed at thwarting a legislative dictatorship by the opposition-controlled parliament. The statement comes as the president became the country's first sitting head of state to stand trial in a criminal case. 64-year-old former prosecutor has been behind bars since he was arrested last month on charges of insurrection, for which he could be sentenced to life in prison or face death penalty. They argued on Thursday against releasing him from the detention facility where he has been held since mid-January, saying Yoon could try and influence or persuade those involved in the case. Separately, South Korea's Constitutional Court is deliberating whether to formally remove Yoon from his office following the impeachment by the parliament in December. If Yoon is removed from office, the country must hold fresh presidential elections within 60 days. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. First-time MLA Rekha Gupta to script history as she takes oath as Delhi Chief Minister shortly. And Men in Blue to begin their Champions Trophy 2025 campaign as they face Bangladesh today. And we show you visuals of the world's largest collection of cricket memorabilia.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. between walkers, money is what money does, and says supply creates its own demand, between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium, we'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will leave for a two-day visit to Johannesburg on Thursday. The minister will participate in G20 Foreign Ministers meeting at the invitation of Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of Republic of South Africa, Ronald Lamola. Jaishankar's participation in the G20 Foreign Ministers meet will strengthen India's engagement with G20 countries and bolster the voice of the Global South in this important forum. The minister is expected to hold few bilateral meetings at the margins of the FMM. Tourism Malaysia is participating for the 21st time in South Asia Travel and Tourism Exchange, one of India's largest tourism fairs. The event is taking place in Delhi. The event is aimed to attract the Indian market and promote Malaysia as a preferred tourist destination. Malaysia has announced a visa-free tourism policy for Indian travellers until December 31st, 2026. Additionally, Malaysia is moving forward with its MICE, that is Meetings, Incentives, Conferences and Exhibitions policy. Tourism Malaysia intends to focus on specific areas such as shopping, golfing, luxury tourism, soft tourism, theme parks, honeymoon packages to promote the Visit Malaysia 2026 global campaign at this year's festival.
Between Tourism Malaysia and also Accor Group hotels, we are bringing a culture and food festival in the Pullman Hotel. It's for a 7 days program that Indian public can come and savor different Malaysian cuisine, and there will be also a cultural performance. We hope that Indian public would get some glimpse of what Malaysia can offer to the Indian tourist.
According to Ahmad Donif Mohammed, the Director of Tourism Malaysia, there has been a significant increase in Indian tourists visiting Malaysia, with hundreds and thousands visitors last year. This represents 47% increase from 2019 and a 71.7% increase from 2023.
$1.13 million Indian tourists coming to Malaysia. I think that the main game changer for that is when we make easy in terms of the visa for the Indian travel to Malaysia. So that means we have free visa. So that means it's much easier for the Indian travel to Malaysia. Currently, we've been connected to 18 cities in India.
Moving on, Delhi's Chief Minister designate Rekha Gupta will be taking oath as the head of the state in a short while from now. We'll get you the live visuals when the event takes place. Meanwhile, Rekha Gupta, who will be Delhi's fourth woman Chief Minister after Sushma Swaraj, Sheila Dikshit and Atashi, will take oath on Thursday at the historic Ramlila Ground. The official announcement was made at a BJP legislature party meeting in the national capital on Wednesday, setting the stage for a new leadership to take charge. The BJP swept the February 5th assembly elections, winning 48 out of 70 seats and ousting the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's now take a look at the political journey of Rekha Gupta, a first-time MLA from Shalimar Bagh, an experienced municipal councillor. Rekha Gupta will be the fourth woman to head the government in Delhi. The 50-year-old MLA was born in Nandagarh village in Haryana's Jind district and was only 2 when her parents moved to Delhi. There's a profile of Rekha Gupta, said to be Delhi's 9th Chief Minister. In the year 1992, she joined the student wing, the ABVP. Then, as a secretary of Delhi University Students' Union, she took forward the work of the party. She was also the president of Delhi University Students' Union in 96-97. Starting up as a student leader, she joined the BJP formally in the year 2002. From 2007 to 12, she was the councillor of the North Pitampura district in Delhi. In 2012, she was the national executive member of the party. Looking at Rekha Gupta's political journey, 2013 to 2015, National General Secretary of Mahila Morcha of the Bharatiya Janata Party. In 2015, she contested and lost assembly elections of Shalimar Bagh, representing the BJP. 2020, contested and lost Vidhan Sabha election, Shalimar Bagh, representing the BJP. And 2021, to present, National Vice President of Mahila Morcha. And she was the Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Party Yuva Morcha. Rekha Gupta is set to take oath as the new Chief Minister of Delhi. In a short while from now, the oath-taking ceremony would be beginning, and we'll bring you those visuals as and when it starts. And we're looking at Rekha Gupta's profile. Rekha Gupta, first-time MLA, is set to take charge as the Delhi Chief Minister in a short while from now. The Chief Minister is set to take oath. Meanwhile, 6 other leaders will also take oath as Delhi Cabinet Ministers. Rekha Gupta to be sworn in as Delhi Chief Minister today. The event will take place at the historic Ramlila Ground in the national capital. Rekha Gupta, Delhi's Chief Minister designate, will take oath as the head of the National Capital Assembly in a short while from now. Rekha Gupta is to be sworn in as the Delhi Chief Minister today. A first-time MLA from Shalimar Bagh and an experienced municipal councillor, Rekha Gupta will be the 4th woman to head the government in Delhi. 50-year-old MLA was born in Nandgarh village in Haryana's Jind district. She was only 2 when her parents moved to Delhi. She's an advocate by profession, began her journey in politics as president of Delhi University Students' Union. She also served as General Secretary of the BJP State Unit and is now member of the National Executive of the BJP. She's actively worked with the BJP Mahila Morcha, which deals with women empowerment and social causes. First-time MLA Rekha Gupta is set to take oath as Delhi Chief Minister. The oath ceremony will take place at the historic Ramlila Maidan in New Delhi. Meanwhile, 6 other leaders will take oath as Delhi Cabinet Ministers. These include Parvesh Verma, Ashish Sood, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, Ravinder Indraj Singh, Kapil Mishra and Pankaj Kumar Singh. And first-time MLA from Shalimar Bagh, Rekha Gupta, will take charge, will take oath as the Chief Minister. She becomes the 4th woman to head the government in the Delhi Assembly. Delhi's Chief Minister designate Rekha Gupta is set to take oath as the head of the National Capital Assembly in a short while from now. Rekha Gupta will be Delhi's 4th Chief Minister after Sushma Swaraj. Sheila Dikshit and Atishi will take oath at the historic Ramlila Ground. The official announcement was made at the BJP Legislature Party meeting in Delhi on Wednesday, setting the stage for the new leadership to take charge.
स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगी। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगी। मैं मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगी तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगी।
मैं
मैं रेखा गुप्ता ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूं कि जो विषय मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में मेरे विचार के लिए लाया जाएगा अथवा मुझे ज्ञात होगा, उसे किसी व्यक्ति या व्यक्तियों को तब के सिवाय जबकि ऐसे मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों के सम्यक निर्वहन के लिए ऐसा करना अपेक्षित हो, मैं प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संसूचित या प्रकट नहीं करूंगी।
Those are visuals coming in live from Ramlila Ground, New Delhi. Rekha Gupta takes oath as the new Chief Minister of Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and host of leaders from the BJP present on the stage. And there, Rekha Gupta taking oath as the new Chief Minister of Delhi. Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena administering the oath of office. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and host of other leaders had come to participate in this oath-taking ceremony, where Rekha Gupta and some more leaders from her cabinet are going to be taking oath. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.